Hi guys, me again, still in India, still meditating, still wearing a skirt. Someone insisted that I send some words of wisdom from the East for the reunion, but really, who goes to a high school reunion looking for enlightenment? Reunions are for entertainment. So let's start with the most recent Christmas greeting from the Rexford family and friends. Fortunately, entertainment and enlightenment aren't incompatible, so here's a quick tour of India, just so you know what you're missing. Train travel is always an adventure, as are buses, and, well, just about everything actually. I do have to warn you, you just never know who you'll be sharing a seat with or what to expect on the roads. So be prepared for anything, because things don't always go as expected. Even the best made plans often go awry. Travel in the Himalayas is especially tricky during the monsoons. Monsoon rains destroy roads, bridges, and entire mountainsides. Everything gets washed away. When I moved here 15 years ago, the monsoons were fairly gentle. Now there are some serious climate adjustments going on. I used to stay at this hotel beside the river Ganges on my way to the ashram, but not anymore. Fortunately, the locals adjust one way or the other. They have to be resourceful and creative at getting things back on track. Inevitably, the sun comes out. Our ashrams are largely solar powered now with dairy cows and organic gardens. Our neighbors seem to be immune to disaster. The village women are unbelievably hard workers, gathering supplies from the forest, living off the land, and naturally, the children are charming. Lots of charming children here, an endless supply. But now let's travel down to the exact geographical center point of India where our main university campus is. Our entire private school system is the largest in India and serves hundreds of thousands of meditating students, well over 1 million worldwide. Naturally, in India you'll find all the world's philosophies. There's Hinduism. Check out this sadhu's dreadlocks. And don't ask me what kind of austerity this is. Of course, there's Buddhism and the Dalai Lama, the Sikh Golden Temple, Islam with the Taj Mahal, the Jain faith, and our favorite Christianity. India has a history of saints, sages, yogis, rishis, and miraculous healers in almost every generation. There are even indications, believe it or not, that Jesus was here during the 16 years of his life from age 12 to 28, which are missing in the Gospels. Remote Himalayan monasteries record accounts from 2,000 years ago of an Israeli monk named Isa who mastered the prevalent Buddhist principles of compassion, forgiveness, turning the other cheek, and realized the kingdom of heaven within and the unity of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Now, whether or not you believe that Jesus was here, his disciple St. Thomas and many other missionaries were. Whether or not they stayed at this particular holiday home, they definitely got the word out and left their mark. At least in Goa, India, the Portuguese ensured that Jesus wouldn't be forgotten. One thing you never get used to is Hinglish, the combination of Hindi and English that just doesn't always work. For example, these Christmas greetings from Mr. Turd wishing everyone a phosphorus New Year. You get visitables when you juice vegetables, and careful not to confuse footwear with foodwear, which is probably why permission is not allowed in many kitchens. Specials can include 2 drinks for the price of 2 drinks, and your choice of a Coke or a cock with each meal. After breakfast, you can launch your dinner, but please, only 2 persons in a plate at one time. Always good to be cautious, particularly in accident-prone areas. High-tech toilets probably means that they flush. This beauty saloon offers facial messes, which are probably something like massages, and if you have any health problems, this clinic not only tests your bodily fluids, but tastes them as well. And it's sheets, bed sheets. This notice would stump anyone. Don't parking not maintaining this stand, so theft are missing not taken action police and administration. Very reassuring. Even the politicians can use some coaching. Long leave our beloved leader, and of course there are places to leave your dead bodies, and naturally copyright isn't a big concern here either. You've heard of the bull in the china shop? Well, this bull is quite at home in the cloth shop. Actually, the ubiquitous bulls and cows are quite a charming part of society. But you just never know what you'll see. So keep your camera handy at all times. You're sure to get some good shots of... oh, hey, whoa, wait a minute. Hang on, how did that get in there? Okay, enough of that. The years are starting to go by pretty fast now, so this may be a good time to start thinking about a class gift for the school. Or actually, I'm thinking a little twist more along the lines of a class action lawsuit. I mean, the physical and emotional abuse we all suffered, especially in the lower school, just Mr. Duncan's nicknames alone. In Class B, I was X, Peter was Igor, Randy was Lard, and my all-time favorite, Jojo the dog-faced boy. You got to give Mr. Duncan some credit for that one. But with that, along with Mr. McCarthy's beatings and Mr. Wells' breath, there's got to be grounds for compensation there somewhere. On the other hand, there's that thing about turning the other cheek, and he who is without fault can cast the first stone. That probably eliminates most of us. But one lesson that we didn't learn in school is how connected we actually all are, not just on the superficial level of having spent a few of our formative years together as classmates, but that consciousness is an infinite field that influences everything. Just like the gravitational field is everywhere, but only shows up where there's large masses. The electromagnetic field, it's everywhere, but only visible when we use our wireless devices. Similarly, consciousness is a field in infinite intelligence, permeating everything, everywhere, at all times and places, for everyone. Even people of the Japanese persuasion. And I think you know who you are. Anyway, whether we're at the reunion or not, and regardless of all the changes that our bodies and minds have gone through on the surface level, just remember, on a deeper, silent, unchanging level, we're all connected on the level of the unified field. That's all there is.